Have you ever felt powerless in the face of injustice when your rights were blatantly trampled upon? Would you have the courage to stand up and fight, even knowing you were facing a much larger force? The story of Lisa Carter will show you that sometimes a single small act can create an earthquake. Los Angeles International Airport, a sweltering Tuesday afternoon. The line snaking towards the Pacific Star Airlines check-in counter was long, a seemingly endless serpent of impatient travelers. Among the passengers eagerly anticipating their upcoming journeys was Lisa Carter, a 34-year-old human rights lawyer with sharp eyes and neatly styled brown hair. She wore a navy blue business suit, exuding an air of confidence and professionalism. In her hand, she held a standard economy class ticket and a carefully stamped passport. Her destination was New York, where she was scheduled to participate in a crucial trial, a case she had poured her heart and soul into, fighting to protect the rights of the vulnerable. Lisa approached the counter, offering the agent a polite smile. "Good afternoon." The agent, a young man with a rather impassive face, took her ticket and passport. He tapped away at his keyboard for a moment, then abruptly looked up, his gaze scrutinizing. "Excuse me, ma'am, but we cannot allow you to board this flight." Lisa paused, her fine eyebrows furrowing slightly. "Why? I booked this ticket 3 weeks ago, and I have a clear confirmation." She held out the printed booking confirmation. The agent slid her passport back across the counter, his tone devoid of emotion. "Security concerns. We cannot disclose further details." A murmur rippled through the line of waiting passengers. A few curious glances, some with suspicion, turned towards Lisa. A cold knot tightened in her stomach. Something was wrong. Her record was clean, no criminal history, no visa issues. What other reason could there be? A memory flashed through Lisa's mind. Just a few days prior, she had participated in a tense hearing regarding the rights of immigrants. There, she had not hesitated to expose the underlying discriminatory policies of Pacific Star Airlines. Could this be retaliation? Taking a deep breath, Lisa forced herself to remain calm. Her voice was steady but firm. "I would like to speak with a manager." The agent seemed slightly taken aback by her composure. He hesitated for a moment, glancing around, perhaps feeling the pressure of the watching eyes. Finally, he reluctantly picked up the phone and called his supervisor. Just a few minutes later, a middle-aged man in a sharp charcoal gray suit appeared. His face was stern, and his eyes scanned Lisa from head to toe, making no attempt to conceal his disdain. He stopped in front of her, arms crossed over his chest. "Excuse me, Ms. Carter," he said, his tone dripping with insincere politeness, "but the decision has been made. You are welcome to purchase a ticket with another airline if you wish." A surge of anger coursed through Lisa, but she fought to keep it in check. She looked directly into his cold eyes, her voice sharp. "I will not let this end here." In the modern world, social media has become a powerful weapon in the fight against injustice. A single short video, a single tweet, can unleash an extraordinary force, changing the course of an issue. Lisa Carter chose this path to confront the giant that was Pacific Star Airlines. Without hesitation, Lisa pulled out her phone, her fingers flying across the screen. She opened the Twitter application and tapped the live video button. "Hello, everyone." Lisa's voice rang out, calm yet resolute. "My name is Lisa Carter, and I'm a human rights lawyer. I have just been denied boarding on my flight by Pacific Star Airlines without any legitimate reason. This is blatant discrimination." She turned the camera towards the manager, who stood with his arms crossed, his expression still unchanged. "I have a valid ticket, a confirmed reservation, and no security issues whatsoever. The only reason for this is because I dared to speak out against the airline's discriminatory policies during a hearing just a few days ago." The number of live viewers climbed rapidly. Comments started flooding in like a torrent. "Truth seeker, what's going on? Do they have the right to do that? Never again. This airline has a history of racial discrimination. I remember. Justice now. Unbelievable. Sue them. Lisa, we support you." Lisa's fingers scrolled through the screen, reading the supportive comments. A flicker of warmth ignited within her amidst the anger. The airport staff began to look uneasy. They exchanged worried glances. Several passengers nearby also took out their phones, recording the unfolding events. A middle-aged woman with graying hair approached Lisa, placing a hand on her shoulder. "You're right. My flight was also delayed without any clear explanation," she said, her voice filled with frustration. A man with Middle Eastern features standing nearby spoke up, his voice laced with bitterness. "I've been treated like this before. They always look at us with suspicion." Discontent began to spread through the crowd. The murmuring and hushed conversations grew louder. Lisa turned back to the manager, her gaze unwavering. "Do you really want this to become a global public relations disaster?" He hesitated, a flicker of unease crossing his face. But before he could say anything, another staff member rushed over and whispered something in his ear. His face paled. "Ms. Carter," he stammered, his tone completely different now, almost obsequious. "It appears there has been a misunderstanding. You are welcome to board the flight now." But it was too late. The spark of outrage had been ignited. When one person dares to stand up, their voice can resonate and ignite the solidarity of an entire community. Lisa Carter had inadvertently become a symbol in the fight against injustice, and social media became the battleground where her voice was amplified. Tweets with the hashtag Justice for Lisa spread like wildfire. Within an hour, it topped the trending charts on Twitter. Major news outlets began to report on the incident. Lisa's live video was shared thousands of times across various social media platforms. Human rights lawyer denied boarding by Pacific Star Airlines amid allegations of discrimination. The New York Times. Lisa Carter incident sparks outrage over racial profiling in the airline industry. Similar stories of unfair treatment experienced by other passengers with Pacific Star began to surface. A dark picture of the airline's systemic discriminatory practices began to emerge. The pressure from public opinion mounted. Pacific Star Airlines stock prices began to plummet. Investors grew concerned about the negative publicity surrounding the incident. The CEO of Pacific Star Airlines was forced to issue a public apology on national television. He promised to conduct a thorough internal investigation and pledged to change the discriminatory policies that had been in place for years. Lisa not only received a formal apology and substantial compensation from the airline, but her case also triggered a federal investigation into Pacific Star's misconduct. After the rain, the sun always shines. The courage of one person ignited a flame of hope, not only for herself but for countless others who had suffered injustice in silence. Lisa settled comfortably into her business class seat on a different airline, heading towards New York. She gazed out the window as fluffy white clouds drifted lazily beneath the golden rays of the setting sun. She opened her phone and scrolled through the still pouring in supportive comments. Thousands of people had sent messages of encouragement, expressing their admiration for her resilience. "Hopeful soul. Thank you, Lisa. You showed us that we shouldn't be silent in the face of injustice. Changemaker, your story will be an inspiration to so many people. Proud of you. We stand with you. A gentle smile touched Lisa's lips. She knew this fight was far from over, but at least a significant turning point had been reached. The trial Lisa was scheduled to participate in New York was a success. Thanks to the evidence she had diligently gathered, the rights of the immigrants were protected. Pacific Star Airlines faced a barrage of class action lawsuits from passengers who had previously experienced discrimination. The airline's image and reputation were severely damaged, leading to significant changes in leadership and operational policies. Life teaches us that silence in the face of injustice is complicity. Sometimes, we feel small and weak against powerful forces, but Lisa Carter's story proves that just one person daring to stand up can create an incredibly powerful ripple effect. As the British writer Edmund Burke once said, "The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing." Remember that courage is not the absence of fear, but action in spite of fear. If you found this story meaningful, please don't hesitate to share it with others. And if you'd like to hear more inspiring stories about people who dare to stand up for justice, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Now, we invite you to watch another video on our channel, where we'll tell you about a woman who changed an entire community with her kindness and perseverance. Goodbye for now, and see you in the next video.